Hello, welcome. If you're in the mood for some questionable comedy, well, you might be in the right place. Joshiraku has been a show, if nothing else, at least confusing. I somewhat know the premise of what the girls are up to, having their little show routines, trying to make people laugh, and then the downtime in between. Although starting off with one of the first jokes in your show being, well, questioning your audience as to why they're actually watching the anime, and then whether or not it's for a legal source. Some bold humour. Still, with such elegant and natural ways of introducing all of the characters in the last episode, what are they going to try and pull off now? Let's see. Still, with how energetic the opening begins, are we going to be able to relax at all? Considering how fast some of the jokes and skits and what went through in the past episode, I'm really going to have to be on the top of my game here. Still, there are several jokes and moments throughout all this which I know I'm going to miss part of the actual humour of it. I mean, because my knowledge on Japanese is rather limited. But, like with the first episode starting off with the who watches this, just read the manga adaptation if it's just talking in the room together. How often are they going to be outside and we're going to see other environments and backdrops other than just their room? We saw a bit of it with the street outside and the... Ah? I mean, what a way to... What a way to start an episode off than squawking. Yeah, maybe you have to wait until someone actually says something. She jumped the gun there a little. How? Well, might be a little dull, I guess. I don't think I would spend too much of the money even if I won stupid amounts on lotteries. I mean, it is a type of animal. If they're pre-guessing all of her suggestions and answers here, it depends on the size of her debts, to be fair. Okay. Learning a little more about her stories. Just moving on. Okay. Missing mother. Cool. How nice of her to spend her money like that. No one's saying anything about just putting down money in the bank, earning off the interest, and owning a home. A bouncy castle and I don't think it would be... Well, I don't think it would be very good for various weather conditions, to be fair. You have to pay a bit extra if you want to not announce your winnings, but still. Now, who's holding off? Who's the secret millionaire of the group? Who's going to be left alive by the end of it? So, any and all purchases is going to cast doubt. A taxi? Well, couldn't you have walked? A McDonald's? Who would buy McDonald's, especially without a coupon? I mean, no one could ever. You almost couldn't write that. But also, the consensus here that a McDonald's... Why is there a mushroom? A McDonald's, a magazine, a taxi. They're all so extravagant. They must have won the lottery. The petty... For God's sake. I mean, as a ploy to get them to stop talking about money and millionaires. They get someone else to scobble for them. They seem to be pretty well versed in this. Entrepreneurs. She's gone a little differently with it. I mean, the general consensus is the same. Some people definitely do change when they come across some money. Others stay relatively the same. Or maybe she's just lived from the bottom constantly. She's used to her position in life. Did she take the mother? Well, also, couldn't they just ask if any of them actually have ever entered the lottery? Parasites. I don't need double glazing. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, just wait for the door-to-door annoyances. Satan's clutches. I think... Well, she's went to go see the Lord. A murder mystery. The tension is palpable. What about the kid who was at the door just now as well? I think we will never know who the secret millionaire is. That mystery will be taken to our graves. I like her ribbons. It's a tree. Okay. I mean, they are doing a fair job in like trying to speak of the beauty of these towns and whatnot. Doing great work for the tourism of the industry. Mm. Because of the film connection. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. It doesn't matter if they're brothers or not. The internet does horrible, horrible things. Hmm. Not exactly the most aesthetic. Hmm. Still, considering there's so many tall structures, sights to see and whatnot, it's a lot better than. They really are just doing the full tourism show, aren't they? If you look out the left window, you will see another large tower. Yeah, just leave them at it. Well, you just. To have a favourite, does that mean being forever cut off from the other? I mean, if it was up to her, she'd uphold that law, but still. Congratulations, you know the cardinal directions. Or rice or chopsticks? It's a difficult question to answer. Centrist. Does she have any strong feelings either way? Yeah. Quick, move on to another conversation. Ignore the existential dread that she is bringing upon the group. Also, get to stop staring at the glass. Uh, you might need to shake her to get her out of it. She's a bit too entranced with down. She's not following the rest of this conversation about knives, forks, ambidextrous activities. The tummy of the fork. Never thought of that ever before, to be fair. Hmm. Where did she get that from? These are very. These are very loose connections that they're making to have some of these jokes. It's impossible to tell. Just enjoy the view. Huh. At least one of them has a genuine reason to be having it difficult to talk. The obstructing masks. All of them have been removed? And I think what makes it slightly better is that no attention is being brought to it in the show. I mean, sometimes an audience grows over time, but still. I mean, she has to prepare. She really had to prepare. If only you could just switch how you feel and talk so easily. Are they interchangeable? How many TVs were broken after the showing of this episode? The culprit? Is this a new mystery on our hands? It's the same as bringing sale prices, but secretly raising the recommended retail price just before the sale, which I think is illegal. Also, how long is she going to be able to put up that cutesy routine before slipping into the what we saw of her inner machinations earlier on? I do like how their conversation is derailed. They don't even know what they're talking about, and the point is lost. I mean, they're young. You get all the order of operations, so frontline workers, the elderly, infirm. What is some of these censorings of names? And then Dr. Moreau. Well, I guess when you have real people versus why was there a farting blackjack? And I'm not even going to bother trying to understand how the flow of things here. Well, what started with influenza, and if anyone is vaccinated, turned into a who's who of all names. I have no idea who they are. Depends how much you want to avoid the flu. Well, now it comes into the how well her education's been going. Is it going to now switch into the inner monologue? I mean, to be able to have that act which everyone expects of you. Really? We're talking about forced pregnancies? Not the turn I thought it was going to be. Okay, is any of them going to convince themselves that they are with child to just obtain vaccinations early on? You can't just skip straight to the pregnancy. The stages you have to go through. Relationship woes. Oh no. It just won't work well. That's the relationship she imagines. Where's Kukuru? Oh, she has reached enlightenment. Sometimes I wish I could shut out all the noise. Someone call an exorcist. There's no way to please her. Excuse me? I mean, I wouldn't give anything past this show, to be fair. What we got? Mozart. Some more. Not what I expected. Who would listen to anime trash? Anus? Just like the other girl, whose imagination ran to 100 miles an hour. It's all coming a bit quickly. How do you know? The mind can do incredible things. And then again, this show can do much worse. Moving on. Leave the strange and pregnant woman on the floor. It's fine. So how many little padded rooms do they have around here? For a stupid passing joke to be so dark and mentioning some proper mental illnesses that people suffer with. Thank you for calling the people who should know what they're doing, at least. At least there's one sensible one amongst them. The more we see of these characters, the more incredible, I should say, that the way they handle themselves is ones who put on a air and a show pretending to be such a ditzy, fun-loving little girl, but no, inside she is a bundle of resentment. And then we have such a good mother figure amongst them. Is it bad that I'm actually quietly excited about hearing more of their intro little joke setups for the rest of the shows? And how long before any of the others end up in hospital? This show is insanity personified, and with its characters that aren't exactly helping the situation, well, anything and anything can happen. The fact that the conversations can turn on a dime in an instant, that you can get derailed and then get rejoined in a completely separate destination. well, I've got to keep on my feet, can't look away for an instant. If there's something I don't understand that's going on, I need to drop it before I get left behind by the wayside. Some of the, like I said in the previous one, the visual gags are genius. I mean, if you've ever wondered what a bipolar episode mixed with a little bit of LSD, it might be something like this show. The ups and downs almost instantly, the quirks and sidetracks almost out of nowhere. I don't even know what to think half the time. Just maybe we should keep that kukuru away from any tall ledges. Also, I did kind of expect that wrestling mask one to do something in the story, but being the silent voice of reason, calling the professionals when needed, and listening to the rest of them without losing her sanity, it's a tough ask, really. But also, due to the almost improv nature of this show, where their standard conversations can take a sharp swing into various directions, and also do wordplays and mention names and celebrities and people that I don't actually know who they are, there's going to be quite a lot of it that I need re-explaining. But one thing I don't need to go through again is the turmoil of that phantom birth. She lost a lot of imaginary blood in that ordeal. She'll never be the same again. At least if the pregnancy was anything to go by, she'll go through all the stages of grief rather quickly and be back into the show in time for the next episode. Whether or not that entails talking about more of the sights around Tokyo, all of the cardinal directions, which is best, or the secret millionaire amongst the group, all of which I'm assuming will never be touched on again. Much as the nature of this show, once a joke is made, it doesn't need to return to it. This is stupid. I love it. Hopefully you do too. If there's anything that was hidden in the background, small details which, due to the overwhelming abundance of information being shot into my eyeballs, I might have missed, please let me know. There are certain characters which have already garnered quite a lot of my attention in this show, but for better or worse, there's already been a few characters in this show so far which have really garnered my attention. And honestly, it's almost a delight to see them on screen. I'll let you guess at which ones they are, but still. I hope you can get a bit of rest. If you did enjoy it, leave a comment and a like down below. Maybe subscribe to the channel to not miss out future episodes. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. We may need it. You'll never be the same after the adoption. And I'll see you in the next one. If you want to be one of the phantom babies in my loins, consider joining onto my Patreon. Help out the channel that isn't just some mass delusion. And if it is, I don't want to wake up from it. But I do need to thank Noku, Sal, Croyville, Ruben Filamawa, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Lightwizard91, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else. For without you, I'd just be a moron speaking into the void.